In September last month, I sold my first novel to a company called Lynch, which is the science fiction fantasy imprint of Orion Books UK. It's a British publisher, and the entire thing happened totally ass backwards. I'd been working on this novel for about 4 years or so, and I've been posting a couple excerpts in my online journal. This is all very postmodern. I was posting it on my blog, and an editor at Lynch had this pointed out to him by a busybody friend of mine over in England named Darren. And Simon Spanton was the editor's name, and he came to my web journal, he took a look at it, and he said, "I really like what I see, why don't you send me some more?" And I said, "Oh, okay." You know, not exactly going to say no. So I sent him a couple more excerpts, and he said, "No, I really like that. I'm going to kill you if you don't send me anything else." And I said, "Well, how could I refuse an offer like that?" And I sent him the prologue, which was about 45 pages or so, and he said, "Well, that's that, I'm buying this." And I said, I don't know if I'm supposed to swear on this thing, but pretty much I said. Ah, here we go. Here's me, this is me playing traveling soccer when I was 16. That's me.
So cute.
This is September of '78, so I was 5 months old. Lynch offered me a 2-book contract, the first novel and its immediate sequel. What happened was Simon and some of his marketing minions went over to the Frankfurt Book Trade Conference over in Germany, and they were there to attempt to hook various European publishers on rights for the series of novels that we're anticipating. And Simon came back from Frankfurt with a couple offers here and there that were interesting, and some of which are still being negotiated out right now, like Holland and France, and hopefully by the time this is actually all put together, maybe those will have actually come through. But he actually sold the rights to 3 novels to a German company. And I sent him a long email, and I said, "Well, that's really interesting, Simon. I'm just curious about how this works, since I'm only under contract to you for 2. What do we do with the money from the 3rd book? Does it just sit there out of consideration for a couple of years? Or, you know, does it get applied against my royalties for the first? I mean, just what are we going to do with this?" It wasn't a bad situation. I thought it meant that maybe they'd sign me to another contract when I finished the first 2 books. And Simon got back on the phone almost immediately. This is 2 weeks ago, about 4:45 in the morning, just before lunch over in England. And he hopped on the phone, and he said, "I thought that we had you under contract for 3 books. And we've only got you under contract for 2. And he just, you know, he apologized profusely and said, "You know, I'm sorry, I sold a superfluous book that doesn't exist." And I said, "Well, that's great, Simon. I don't really care. I just wanted to make sure." And he said, "So what we're going to do then is we'd like to offer you a second 2-book contract." And I said, "Okay." So I'm going to be writing books for these guys for the next 3 years or so at the very least. Even if they don't like me, I have to write 4. I'm not ashamed to admit that, you know, I play vampire role-playing games for the same reason that some people fantasize about being superheroes.
Very good indeed.